So what's just happened in Carpentersville? My name's Art Malm, friend of the Fox River.
I'll advance it for you if you want. You just tell me. Next slide.
Yeah, tell you what, let me get up and run.
Okay. Just need to. It's a little goofy, but you gotta get the cursor and that
Gotcha.
thing. There you go.
Okay. One of the great things about flying drone photography is that you get it home, you open up the belly of the beast, and you get a chance to look at some things that you just never imagined could have happened. Back 2016 was my first Fox River Summit. Frank Raldi from the Army Corps of Engineers presented, and I said, Frank, could we get 10 dams out in 10 years? He said, thought about it for just a second. He said, yeah, that can be done. So here we're in 2025, and we're just about done at the design level. And so it's taken a little bit more than 10 years, and none of us know what's going to be happening over the next 12 months. And this whole project with the Army Corps could be put on pause, but I'll just make the presumption that it's going to go forward because we're going to press it forward. There we go.
There you go.
Okay, so this isn't the first major dam that's been removed from the Fox River. About 18,000 years ago, southeastern Wisconsin, there was a giant ice dam. It was probably up by Waukesha. Now, some of you geologists may have heard of the Kankakee Torrent, where the bottom half or the bottom lobe of the Lake Michigan Glacier, or the Lake Michigan lobe of the Wisconsin Glacier, let fly, washed out, and completely changed the course of the Illinois River. Well, there was also, oh, yeah, they came through. Like Packers running over and through bear defenses. Yeah. So, and we had the Fox River Torrent. And when we take a look at that, you know, what might that look like? You know, here's a torrent coming off a glacier in Iceland. Here is another torrent, pretty familiar. It's got an ice boat patrolling the borderline. That's at Niagara. But if we take a look south from Algonquin, what we can see much more easily here is the path that this one torrent carved through, and the river has been running along that same path since that time. And I'll get back to why that seems important to me. And as we take a look at our basin, we can see that on the west we have the Marengo Moraine. On the east we have the Valparaiso Moraine, which were the funneling moraines. Actually, Valparaiso was not didn't occur until 12,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, something like that. So, but our Fox has been running it down this path since the torrent. So here we go, September 20th, Notch Day. We're running at 270 CFS. June 3rd, 2021. This is what 330 CFS looked like up in the reservoir. Plenty green. Now, this is what dam removal opponents were telling all of our elected officials we were going to look like as soon as the dam came out. We were going to have major fish kills, and it was these are pictures from the Klamath, and this is in fact what we found. You know, yeah, little significantly different. In 4 days, we were starting to see the shoreline recede, leaving a lot of muddy materials that we looked at and we were concerned about. But this is probably the most important slide that I've got to show today, because the question came out, why is it bad for the dams to be here? So this is the sediment after it's had a couple weeks time to dry. A large sand component, so it dried quickly. A lot of silt in there, so it shrank. But you can see down here the sand and gravel bed that's underneath that mud. So that mud was providing a blanket, preventing oxygen from getting from the bulk water down into the natural rock and stone river bottom, where all the critters, that are the fish food for the walleye, and for the smallmouth. This detritus, which is now dry that we can see, has an oxygen demand when it was tested by the Fox River Study Group back in 2020 to be 12 times greater than the amount of the amount of demand for oxygen from the water coming down the river. So very high oxygen consumption literally smothered the natural fish food. And that's why, as you go from dam to free flowing area to dam to free flowing area, you get such consistent results about where most of your fish are living and where only the carp and the midge fly larvae are living. So, and we did have other stuff. That muck that was left behind, you probably don't want to walk on it if it's not dry or if it's not frozen, because it's not all that deep, but it's kind of a mess, and it makes removal of some of the larger materials that found their way into the river a little bit more difficult. But far more important than the muck, what we found was sand beaches. We found a lot of sand beach. Oh yeah, we found mussels. That's my buddy Glute. Glute's a mussel. But we've talked quite a lot about that already. And thank you very much to the teams that went out to rescue those mussels. We seem to finally be experiencing a mussel turnaround in the river, and I hope that continues, and we'll see that as we take dams out in the future. The light areas are sand. The greenish area right there, you can see how clear that river is cleaning up already. You see the beach, the water's edge is no longer covered with silt and muck and algae. We've got a clean line. We can see a number of different things here. You can see the little footprints of the people who saved the mussels. Anybody see anything else in this picture? Oh, come on. Doesn't anybody see the dog? Maybe it's a fox, but one of the things that the soothing sound of the river coming back alive. We talked a little bit about average flows and discharges. This is the average flow of the river. This is a log scale for you techies. So we had the red line is the 15-year average. So as you can see, during the dam removal process during November and September, October, we had very low flows, and those low flows were continuously brought to our attention. I'm down to 2 minutes. So this is a before at 1700 CFS. This is an after. This was taken January 8th at 350 CFS. This is up right at the top of the impoundment. Looking downstream, this restoration, I figured that we're looking 1.4 miles of the river has been restored. 33.5 acres of the river is being restored, leaving 40 acres of land where the floodwaters receded. And as I said, most of that, and as you can see, you know, this is a giant sand pile. Maybe this is the most important slide sequence. Back in 2003, a study was done estimating the amounts of sediment. And this was the Santucci study. Doing a bathymetric survey, probably about 5-6 years ago, 2016. I did it. Notice the similarity here where we have high sediment levels being reported and low water levels or a high bottom level. What we found is that high bottom level is the new island. And it is not, it's sediment that was recorded in the calculation, but it is sediment that is left behind. So I have to stop here. And I guess I can ask questions at this point in time, or can we keep on going? I got 5 minutes. Can we do 5 more minutes? Okay. So as you can see, that sediment pattern pretty well matches up to what we saw on that central island. So all those other dam sites that we've got reported sediment volumes from Santucci, those need to be looked at in a different way, because those just might be, rather than sediment that's immobilized, they might be the sand piles that are going to be left, the beaches that are going to be left when the dam's taken out. Couple more pictures. There's a picture of the dam site itself after the removal, showing a few boulders. This is downstream. The dam site was up here. We're starting to see buildup of sand. A little further downstream, we're showing that sand showing up as a new beach downstream. Sandbars. And this is the leading edge of the sand here, about 1,000 meters downstream. And the picture was taken 110 days after Notch Day. There's Auto Engineering's new sand beach. And this is just the beginning of what we're hoping to do throughout the rest of the watershed. This isn't quite the Fox, this is the Platte. But when we have an opportunity for the vegetation to come back in, I think that we're gonna have a beautiful river to work and play in. And I'll stop here, say yes to stop dam pollution, and thank you very much.